Vola anguela o veteranu, ako itabua. Ako do talitay na barong na Bula FM, nambando na sir.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti nambando na sir.
Ni Bula binaka, nanreken go sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundo atibyo ng Bula FM nambando na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry, yang melambasa. Do barong na Bula FM, nambando.
Bula FM, nambando na sir.
In the news tonight, Bainimarama calls on world leaders to step up. Fire destroys GCC complex. And life imprisonment for former military officer.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama says making statements on the big stage will come to naught if superpowers of the world fail to consume the message of climate change. The PM says Fiji was walking the talk, but the race to fight climate change was a relay race rather than an individual run. Indra Singh caught up exclusively with PM Bainimarama at COP25 in Spain.
Is the world listening to our plight? A question that can derive several different answers. But for PM Vorengem Bainimarama, it's simple. The world needs to arise from the slumber of climate change.
We want to tell the world that we are suffering, the small nations are suffering because of their inaction. And they need to come on board to fight this climate change that we're all fighting. We continue to say that our missions are negligible, but we need to do the right thing, even as a small nation, so that the big nations can see us do, counter this and then do the same thing.
Activists and experts are calling the climate change not a change anymore, but an emergency. Something that has been echoing through the streets of Madrid for a week and a half. PM Bainimarama says it's time to make a difference.
The more we talk about it, the more hopefully the leaders will take on board the seriousness of what we want, what the issue is all about. But we need to get rid of coal. Well, there are a whole lot of things that are coming on board now. Cement, for instance, transportation. We need to have a look at those. Those are all the things that we need to have a look at to straighten up.
Many delegates appear to be clinging to vested interests and policies that haven't kept pace with science and in the process ignoring warning signals. The question is, how do we get them all on side?
The Prime Minister of Spain would like everyone to commit themselves to changing climate issue. I don't know how is that going to come about, but we've done our bit and we'll continue to fight.
Young activist Greta Thunberg says the climate emergency is not a future problem. It is something that is already affecting us and people are suffering and dying for it today. Fiji joining in the chorus to ensure that our future generations are not left doomed and probably without parts of Earth.
Because at the end of the day, we will go on, but it's our youngsters, our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren will feel the impacts of climate change if we don't do the right thing by them. And the voice of the youth is very important.
In the cold of Madrid, the question remains is what does the future hold? A series of meetings, discussions, high-level personalities all present here in Madrid. But the question is, what will happen come COP26? Will we in the islands see a difference? Will it be just another round of talks and very little action? Something we need because action speaks louder than words, and Fiji and other island countries and eventually the world needs to have proper action to counter climate emergency. Indra Singh, FBC News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama, while speaking at the event of Building Climate Resilience for the Urban Poor, has highlighted the plight of Fijians. This is in relation to the ever-growing issue of climate change, which is being discussed at COP25 in Spain. Bainimarama says too often those living in informal settlements around the world are deprived by both their lack of resources and their heightened susceptibility to the ravages of a changing climate.
When I visit these communities in Fiji, those living there could ask me as their Prime Minister for anything in the world, but they don't ask for handouts. Time and again, at every community I visit, Fijians look me in the eyes and ask for one of two things: a seawall or a cyclone shelter. on the front lines of climate change, these Fijians see firsthand that adaptation is necessary, and it is necessary now.
The Ministry of Ithauke Affairs and the Ithauke Affairs Board is reassuring the public that all official documents and records are safe. The reassurance comes after a fire destroyed the Great Council of Chiefs building at the Ithauke Trust Fund complex in Nasova early this morning. Permanent Secretary Meleti Mbani-Marama says the two organizations were not affected by the fire and all operations continue as normal. Mbani-Marama says all other matters pertaining to the incident will be released by the property owner, the Ithauke Trust Fund Board. The north and south wings of the complex were not affected by the fire. These wings house the Ministry of Ithauke Affairs, Ministry of Lands and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The National Fire Authority and police are investigating the cause of the fire. Victims of international trafficking to Fiji, who were previously only from China and Philippines, have now extended to Thailand and other countries. This was revealed by the International Organization for Migration during their presentation on trafficking issues in Fiji at the National Workshop on Human Trafficking and Child Exploitation underway in Singatoka. Felipe Naikaso with the details.
It has been stated that Fiji is the first transit and destination for men, women and children trafficked for sexual and labor exploitation, including domestic servitude.
There is international trafficking as well as domestic trafficking in Fiji. And we know that the source countries for victims into Fiji is broadening. And we know that it appears that trafficking is increasing in Fiji, but data is not shared effectively, and we do know that the numbers are still low.
According to the International Organization for Migration report, they've captured around 25 cases of human trafficking to Fiji, which some have also been prosecuted.
Labour exploitation in Fiji is connected with local extractive industries such as fishing, logging and mining. But Fiji is developing a strong labour inspection program, looking to ensure employers are doing the right thing by migrant workers.
Minister for Women and Children, Mereseni Vunuanga, also stated that Fiji's extensive porous border with a huge maritime space makes it vulnerable for trafficking in persons.
Countering human trafficking through the strengthening of our internal controls will effectively reduce the illegal movement of people to other states within the region that transit through Fiji.
The minister also stresses that, moreover, Fiji currently provides the only air link interconnectivity across the region. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
28-year-old former military officer Rajiv Padyachi has been sentenced to life imprisonment for attempted murder. He will be able to apply for a pardon after serving 15 years. Pranita Prakash reports.
Padyachi was convicted in High Court of trying to kill his partner by drowning her in a Dalai Suba pool in September last year. The two were in a 9-month relationship and the complainant had given Padyachi $78,000 with the understanding that he would repay it. On the day of the incident, Padyachi suggested an early morning swim, insisting his partner accompany him to the popular Dalai Suba spot. Upon reaching the pool area, Padyachi pushed his partner into the water, knowing that she could not swim. When the accused saw her trying to reach the banks, he jumped in and shoved her head deeper into the water while she struggled and gasped for air. During the struggle, the victim scratched Padyachi's face and was able to shout for help, which was heard by a group of people trekking nearby. The High Court judge said that Padyachi attempted to kill her, masking it to be an accident. The judge further said that the act was pre-planned and the culpability was high. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Up ahead, military on standby for emergency response. And 68 new firefighters join NFA. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM.
There are are now 19 confirmed cases of measles. The latest is a 9-month-old from the Vuilevu in Rewa, who stayed at Saumakia settlement in Naitasiri and the Corvo prison compound in Suva. The child is hospitalized under isolation and is stable. The outbreak response teams are conducting investigations in the respective locations. Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wangainambete says over 85,000 people have been vaccinated since the second phase mass campaign began last week.
We shouldn't mess with the disease. Measles is highly contagious, highly contagious. It's been said that one cough in a room from a person with measles has the ability to infect 13 people. So you can imagine in a ceremony where there's 250 people, when somebody comes and is looking for a chair to sit and that person coughs 5 times or 20 times, then everybody is likely to be infected.
The Republic of Fiji military forces will continue rendering its assistance to Fijians in times of emergency. Commander Rear Admiral Viliaminau Poto assured the nation while addressing soldiers during the Meritorious Service Awards and the service decorations at the Queen Elizabeth Barracks in Suva. Josai Nanunga reports.
These soldiers were today reminded to be prepared for any emergency that may arise as we are in the cyclone season.
We are well into the cyclone season now. Military officers are first responders when it comes to natural disasters. I urge you to spend quality time with families now, because when disaster strikes, you won't be with your families as you will be deployed to assist Fijians in affected areas. During cyclone season, we make sure that our families and the matters relating to our families when it comes to disaster are prepared well.
In the meantime, the Navy officers are helping the Health Ministry in its measles vaccination campaign.
The Navy is very much on standby to help. They are about to go to the Eastern Division in the Lau and Lomaiviti group to help the Ministry of Health carry out the vaccination drive. This is to ensure the safety of those in the islands from those who will travel from the Central Division for holiday.
Meanwhile, 30 officers were today awarded with the Meritorious Service Award, while 6 officers received the Meritorious Service Decoration Award. Josai Nanunga, FBC News.
Drivers are not prioritizing safety as drunk driving remains a concern for the Fiji Police Force. Director Traffic SSP Mahesh Mishra says this is evident in their statistics, as 930 arrests regarding drinking and driving have been made so far this year. Kritika Kumar reports the force aims to address this issue as the Stop Slaughter on Fiji Roads campaign continues.
A no-drop policy will be used during festive operation, as the force will conduct random checks on all types of vehicles.
PSB vehicles, 0 alcohol limit. Learners permit holders, 0 alcohol limit. The heavy goods vehicle drivers, 0 alcohol limit. Provisional license, it's 0. Only drivers with full license, those who are driving private cars, the limit is 35. The rest of the drivers, it's 0 alcohol.
The police force has also had cases where drunk pedestrians were run over. The Land Transport Authority believes they are doing all they can to ensure public safety. However, road users must also play their part.
The car is a weapon on the road, and we really do need to, you're given a driving license, we do need to behave responsibly.
The Accident Compensation Commission of Fiji has clarified that not all victims of road accidents will be compensated.
That if someone is under the influence of alcohol or drugs and they're involved in an accident, whether they're injured or whether they die, they will be excluded from compensation from the Accident Compensation Commission of Fiji.
The LTA, together with the police force and the Accident Compensation Commission, continues its effort to save lives during the holidays. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
A 23-year-old boy from Kandavu defied all odds, graduating successfully as a firefighter today. He was among the 68 new firefighters who joined the National Fire Authority. Erimondo Tunilangi says he struggled between making ends meet and completing his studies, but hard work paid off. Koroi Tandulala reports.
Erimondo Tunilangi today received the Best Barrack Inspection Trophy.
I was 15 when my father passed away. He suffered a stroke, so I left school to help my mother sustain our livelihood. A year after I dropped out of school, my dad passed. I tried to find work and I was able to get a casual employment at Fiji Sun before my uncle came and took me with him to finish my education in Nandi.
Tunilangi shared why it was important to finish the 10-week training on a high.
Today's graduation is a triumph for me and my family, especially my mom, who single-handedly raised after dad passed away. I know she has struggled a lot, and like all mothers, she kept to herself. Mom, I hope I made you proud today.
Also making history at the pass-out parade today was 19-year-old Nelly Vungakoto, who got the top aggregate award, becoming the first female to win the trophy.
I never dreamt that I'll be in a field such as this. I never considered it as a career choice growing up. I initially wanted to be a nurse. I began my nursing study at FSN early this year. I finished my first semester and I decided to apply for this, and I was surprised that I was accepted.
Vungakoto is among the 10 females who have graduated as professional firefighters. These pass-out recorded the highest number of female graduates in NFA's history. Roy Tantulala, FBC News.
Anchor Roy joins us now with the latest from business.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up after the break, consumers reminded to shop wisely. And in growing Fiji, new management plan to save ecosystem. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number one.
Leading business Christmas shoppers have been advised to keep their wits about them and not get carried away. The Suva Retailers Association says last-minute shopping leaves little time for people to weigh their options.
Consumers have been advised to choose wisely when out shopping for the festive season.
You've got the access to Consumer Council and FCCC. If you think you've bought a product that is not worthy of the amount that you've paid for, or you've got a fault in the product, this redress, and most retailers, as from what I'm aware, do redress the issues.
Many buyers turn up with complaints after making a purchase, and Kumar says they should be fully aware of store refund policies beforehand. Retailers have also confirmed that Suva is safe and open for business.
So City is as safe as any other city in the world. You just have to, be positive about it and confident about it. And we encourage people to come down. And since we have daylight savings, so that helps you also right now.
The Suva City Council, meanwhile, has warned against public events without seeking proper approvals from police.
Public function in within residential zone has been a concern raised by the public, which includes OHS issues, health, and public safety challenges. Organizers must obtain permits before organizing any event.
Most shops have extended opening hours for the festive period. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
We now join Gary from HSC Bank with the latest from the stock markets.
The US dollar weakened today following weak labor data released this morning. Non-farm productivity was down 0.2%, while labor costs for the third quarter was lower than forecast. The pound sterling weakened against the US dollar today, losing gains from last Thursday after the latest election poll showed a narrowing gap between the ruling Conservatives and the opposition Labour Party. The fate of both British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Labour leader Jerome Corbyn will be sealed tomorrow and will escalate the drama to a new level. Also, the UK registered soft production and weak GDP data for October. Closer to home, the Kiwi dollar continued to weaken despite an increased electronic card retail sales of 2.6% for the month of November. The increase was due mainly to Black Friday and Singles Day sales promotions. And that's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. Fiji was on a regional rise as it gained against the Australian and New Zealand dollars as well as the PNG kina. It held fairly steady or dropped against the other currencies we cover. Commodities were on the rise. Oil prices rose a cent and still linger near $59 a barrel. Gold was up at $1,463 per ounce, and silver was up over $2, closing at $16.63 per ounce. In growing Fiji, the district of Ndama in the province of Bua launched their ecosystem-based management plan to conserve their Ingolingoli forests and rivers. The 5-year plan will promote an integrated approach to the management of terrestrial, freshwater, coastal and marine ecosystem in the district. Eleanor Turangaivi reports.
It was 6 years in the making, and today it has materialized. A management plan that will see that for the next 5 years, there is no fishing, no cutting down of trees, and no disturbing of the freshwater ecosystem in the district of Ndama in Bua.
The conservation of our resources starts from the hills, our forests, goes down to the rivers and right to the sea and our reefs. Some villages are conserving their forests, some their river ecosystems, and others their ingolingoli.
Through community engagements and consultations on resource management by the Wildlife Conservation Society, a collective agreement was reached by traditional leaders and the communities to protect their resources due to the high rate of depletion.
The idea is to bring back or replenish our resources that have depleted, like fish and trees due to commercialization. We want our children to be able to enjoy them as well.
The 5-year ecosystem-based management plan was launched in the village of Ndama, and so representatives from the different villages in Matangali signed the document to pledge their commitment.
We hope that the community will continue to appreciate the whole ecosystem as a whole, not only to benefit this generation, but mainly the future generations that are going to use these resources.
For now, the monitoring of these protected areas will lie in the hands of the traditional leaders and the communities themselves. Come December 2024, the ban will be lifted. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie joins in now with the latest from sports.
Thanks, Koroy, and good evening. Up ahead in sports.
Veteranu, ahoy Tavua, agdo talitaina na barong na Bula FM, nambando na sere.
Bula, ang gonoa, ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti nambando na sere.
Nimbula binaka, nandragin ko sa Bula FM nga, na kasi.
Nadang ko sa mundo atibyo ng Bula FM nambando na sere nusuri.
Nimbula binaka, nadang ko Jerry, yang may lambasa, agdo barong ng Bula FM, nambando.
Bula FM, nambando.
The Fiji Airways men's sevens team is hungry for redemption. Knowing full well that their performance in Dubai was a shadow of what they are capable of, they plan to come out guns blazing in Cape Town. The All Black Sevens have hit the ground running in Cape Town, quickly taking to the field to get the dirty work out of the way before they get down to the nitty-gritty details of doing one better than their final loss to South Africa last weekend. The Fiji Sevens under-18 boys and girls teams will compete at the World School Sevens competition in Auckland, New Zealand, starting Friday. This is Fiji's first national under-18 sevens teams to participate in the World School Sevens rugby tournament. The girls team was selected from the National Provincial Championships, while the boys team mainly consists of players from the Fiji Schoolboys 15 side. Boys coach Masi Sanganivere says his team is ready for the challenge that awaits them.
As far as the fitness is concerned, I believe the boys are well prepared for the game.
New Zealand Rugby Union announced Ian Foster as its new All Blacks coach this afternoon. Foster comes through as the preferred candidate following a lengthy and robust interview process. Fiji-born Reds winger Filippo Ndaungunu has recommitted with the club for a further 4 years and is now eligible to be selected for Australian teams after living there for 3 consecutive years. 2016 Olympian Winston Hill and 2019 Pacific Games silver medalist John Ndavule have been given a chance to qualify for the next Olympic Games. Teenager Ansu Fati became the youngest goal scorer in Champions League history as Barcelona ended Inter Milan's hopes of reaching the last 16. The NBA match between the Rockets and Suns got a little heated with James Harden and Devin Booker getting under each other's skin. Luckily enough, tempers didn't spiral out of control. That's it from Sports Tonight in New Media. Find out how to get verified on Instagram. Details after the break.
Mereka amal nama umes keluar, mereka relevu.
और रेडियो फिजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोज तक सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है। हम लोग रेडियो फिजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमार स्वामी नायक है, गोंगो लुगु लटोका। रेडियो फिजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे। कुमार
In new media tonight, here's how to get verified on Instagram. And Kritika joins us now with the latest from weather.
Warm and humid conditions prevailed across all of Fiji today, and it looks like the onset of Christmas weather is here. Looking at the west, it was warm with scattered light cloud and sunshine. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, a bit cloudier with some scattered showers, but still very warm. And up north, pretty much the same in Lambasa and Savu Savu. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots with moderate to rough seas. For the tides, the next low tide is at 1:21 a.m., followed by high tide at 7:31 a.m. The sunrise will be at 6:23 in the morning, of course. For tomorrow, expect the very warm conditions to continue with the occasional scattered shower, perhaps even a thunderstorm. Temperatures will be in the low 30s. Looking further on to Friday, expect the mixture of warm weather and showers to continue on into the weekend. And that's all the weather from the Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Kritika. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, do you think the no amnesty measure will reduce rate arrears?
Because over here, very hard to get money and to pay the rate case. We can pay slowly.
I don't agree. It just doesn't feel right.
No, it will affect people's life. We already have a lot to handle.
No, well, what I think it's good for the government and good for the business people. It's like, for example, if you're renting one house and if you never pay the bill of the house, obviously the owner of the house will take you out. So that's the thing the government is doing.
I think it's not right, because the poor people is going to suffer a lot.
People should be given amnesty because right now we have a lot of commitment.
In the world of the weird and maybe not so wonderful for this wildlife photographer, as a young leopard gets up close and personal during his shoot. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Mbani Marama calls on world leaders to step up. Life imprisonment for former military officer. An infant latest measles case. 19 cases recorded so far. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question, we're asking, do you think Fiji made a good start to its 7 series campaign? Visit the FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day sent in by Lucy Tuivuvu, a beautiful sunset captured on Womo Island. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news, or hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatula Loba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है। हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग कल मिर्ची FM सुनता। गोल्ड टाउन तावा में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.